Hey everyone, it's Strange Michael. I hope you're doing well today. I have a video about movie news here that I want to talk about. This one is actually focused on an MCU rumor that's going around. Of course, I'm one of the people who just could not give less of a shit about the MCU at this point. I loved it for many, many, many years. I saw Iron Man in 2008, the same year as The Dark Knight, on release day, or the release week. And my dad and I went to see it. The theater was practically empty. There was no one there. And we had a blast. We loved it, and we knew it was going to be an icon of culture. And it did immediately with the people who are nerds like myself and my dad too. But after that, it really took off over the years. By the time you hit the first Avengers movies, when every guy forced his girlfriend to go see the movie, then all of a sudden everybody loved it. Everybody became a massive fan of the franchise because of the humor and the jokes and whatever. It took off. It took off for many years. And we had bad movies. We had Iron Man 3. We had Thor: The Dark World was just a fucking mess. And then eventually we got some really great stuff, like, in my opinion, Ultron, Captain America: Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians 2 was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. Pretty much every film was coming out that was really, really good, all the way up to Endgame. I even liked Captain Marvel. I'm not a Brie Larson guy, not a big fan of that movie. It's one of the weaker entries, but it's not a bad movie per se, in my opinion. But Endgame came out and it was iconic. And we also had a few more scattered shot piece of shit movies like Shang-Chi, The Eternals, which was fucking awful, might be the worst of the entire franchise. Then you had shows coming out like the Winter Soldier, Falcon show that no one gave a shit about. Then you had things like She-Hulk, which was just an abysmal slap in the face to fans. Dude, what the fuck happened to the franchise? It's dead and it's gone now. And many people like myself said when Endgame came out that killing off Iron Man and Captain America, Chris Evans, leaving, and also killing off Black Widow would be the death of that series. That there are not people who are going to stick around at that point. And lo and behold, here we go, because the actors and actresses we all found really hot, or really, really talented, and fun to watch, and funny, whether they're by themselves or in the same room as other characters, all of that fun nature to it got replaced with shithead actors that don't have any kind of talent, that aren't funny, that aren't clever. They're trying to take shitty writers' rooms and AI writing and make people improv, but they suck at it. She-Hulk is the best example ever of that, of a character they are forcing you, or at least trying to force you, to love and like and say, hey, this is the good guy, you should like this chick. No, we don't like her. I don't even need to watch more of that show aside from what I saw on YouTube clips to know it's fucking bad and that I don't like this chick. Anyway, they have kind of sorta thrown some hints out there that there might be a new Avengers movie coming out that brings back Iron Man, Scarlett Johansson, and probably Chris Evans too, which personally I think would be probably a smart choice, but it also proves that we're all right. That we're all right, that this franchise is fucking dead, that no one cares about the series anymore, that they have ruined the name of this series that was so popular for so long. At least in the nerd community, it was popular since 2008, and the normie community was popular, since 2012 or 2013-ish. They are clearly giving in, that we're right, they were wrong. The Jonathan Majors drama happened, whether he's right or wrong, whether he did something or didn't do something, it doesn't matter. The Kang Dynasty stuff has not been accepted by the normie crowd more than they thought it would be. They keep trying to use excuses now, like superhero fatigue. That's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. You know how that's bullshit? Have you seen Hallmark Christmas movie fatigue? That's bullshit. It's bullshit, I'm telling you. Because I have people like my wife who don't even like movies, who will watch the same type of thing with the same formula, the same setup, concepts, ending, all of that, like a Hallmark Christmas movie, and watch it over and over and over again. The many copies and pastes over and over again for 5 and 6 and all the way up to this point where we've been together for 8 years. She has consistently watched that stuff, whether the quality was high or low. Didn't matter to her. Superhero fatigue is bullshit. Don't listen to people who tell you that. That's a fucking lie. It doesn't exist. What does exist are people getting sick of politics and people also getting sick of studios treating you like you're stupid, and studios also losing the contract with people like Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, maybe doing them dirty, and then they aren't in the projects anymore, and the people who would attach themselves as fans to these particular characters, icons, whatever, they're done. Their hands go off. They're fed up with it. You will never be able to cast somebody that will probably be able to be Iron Man the way Robert Downey Jr. was, because now every character has to talk, think, and act like Iron Man. And it's annoying. Chris Evans will always be Captain America to me. I don't think anybody else, despite how he is in real life, no one will ever be able to master that role the way Chris Evans did. He fits Captain America so well. He knows that character inside and out, and he does it perfect. Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson, what the fuck else do I need to say? She's perfect. She's perfect. One of the most talented female actresses in Hollywood ever. In recent 20, 30 years, one of the best, in my opinion. Not only one of the hottest, but one of the best, for sure. But her as Black Widow, she's wonderful. She's wonderful, man. There's so many people that fit their roles so well, like the guy playing Falcon. I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now. But you had so many people who just fit these roles so well, who feel like their counterparts from the comics. And even the exceptions, like Sam Jackson playing Nick Fury, they still work as they are in that universe. Even down to characters with the casting like Maria Hill. I like her a lot. She's a really good actress, even if I don't know the name. She's good. She plays that role well. Maria Hill is a likable character, in my opinion. And she's so far off to the side on a back burner. Most people don't even know that character's name. But I like her, you know? This franchise was born on actors who embodied their roles. They really did. It wasn't about the roids. It wasn't about the movies, the superpowers. It was about good writing and great acting with great people who really fit their roles so well. It's what it was about for the longest time. And people forget that. People keep trying to use the excuse, the media at least tries to use the excuse of superhero fatigue. Again, it's bullshit. It's a flat out lie. The MCU was formulaic for a very long time, all the way back to 2008 with Iron Man. Very formulaic franchise, but it worked. It worked. Most of them are origin story movies, and they still work. As long as they're entertaining, they're funny, that's all that mattered. Marvel and Disney are in such fucking denial about how much they've lost that spark and that charm due to the culture war and shit. They're determined they're not going to hear anything otherwise, which will prove their demise at some point. So I would not be surprised after saying all of that, that this whole bringing back Iron Man or Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, whoever, I would not be surprised at all if that happens to be true. If it ended up being real and we had a movie focused on them from a multiverse thing, which again, that whole multiverse thing opened up a door that could really fuck us bad, aside from No Way Home, which was excellent, which is the only good post-Endgame movie from my personal concern. I just would not be surprised if that ends up happening. And do I think it would be good? Probably, because those characters are very well done, and those character actors care enough to try to say things, to be vocal enough to make sure those characters are preserved in a good way. That's a good thing. You need good actors who are able to defend those characters that they love and that they've portrayed forever. But I personally think with how bad writing has gotten in movies now, especially with the MCU quality, I personally believe what a lot of people have said, that they will probably shit on this. They will probably ruin these. Because they're trying to do it with Daredevil. God knows they're trying to do it with Daredevil. And Charlie Cox seems to have been throwing out hints left and right that he was not happy with this shit. This dude has been Mark Hamilling this thing forever, just like Mark Hamill did with Star Wars. And I don't blame him. I don't blame Charlie Cox because he hasn't done really anything aside from Daredevil, which is sad because he's so good. But he clearly is like, they're going to fuck this character up. And then they threw out everything after being through most of the filming or whatever, and then they just started all over again, which is good. Blade, they're still having trouble with, which I'm excited for a new Blade movie. I don't want it to be PG-13, that's going to ruin it, but, dude, you know, maybe they're learning. I'm hoping they're learning, but they haven't learned anything where they've ruined Goosebumps recently. They haven't learned anything where they've ruined so many other projects and franchises like Willow that I haven't even seen for that matter. I don't know. I don't want to believe the Disney are the bad guys, but they do a lot of shit to be the bad guys, if that makes sense. They seem to hate fans so much after they ruined Star Wars. And even recently, they basically ruined Ahsoka. They wasted all of our time with a boring-ass, half-ass show for a character that people were really looking forward to, that people love. And that includes me, for that matter. But Disney doesn't really know what they're doing. And I'm hoping they get better about it. But I don't know if this could save the MCU. Maybe a lot of normies would come back. I don't think the hardcore dedicated fans would come back that much for Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson. But I think the normies would. Maybe that's all they need. I don't know. But at the end of the day, it could be good. It could be absolutely horrible because of the current day quality of writing. But I don't know. This whole transfer from the end of Endgame to everything else in the franchise, the MCU as it's called, which is very justifiable, that seems to me like a great example of Marvel not knowing what the fuck they're doing, and they think just people are stupid. They think the audience is stupid. Your audience is not stupid. You need to know that. And this is, I think, all of this post-Endgame shit, all the drama, all the issues with the audience, the fall off on numbers, the lack of giving a shit about the TV shows and stuff, all of that should be enough evidence to prove the fact that, no, it's not going to be easy. It needs to be a quality project, and it needs to be clever. It needs to be well made. But hopefully they get back on track. I doubt they will. I think they've gotten in the bad graces of so many people as Disney, as a company, that I don't know how they'd work that out. I don't. I don't know how it would succeed or not. Maybe it would, maybe it won't. I don't know. But faces like Brie Larson are not going to help you do that. Anyway, thank you all for watching, guys. What do you think about this whole bringing back the old cast that started this whole thing, that sparked it all off, that kicked the fire off? What do you think about all that? Is that a good idea? Is it a bad idea? Would you yourself be more interested in coming back to the series and watching these movies and shows and whatever if all of these people were involved? I'd love to hear all that down below, too. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. I fucked up how I was going to say that. Happy Thanksgiving. God bless you all, and goodbye.